G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Bloodied Assault Rifle, a 25% faster fire rate and +1 perception, major and minor legendary effects respectively. You'll also notice how it's got the Halloween bat paint on. I did a minigun the other day with the bat paint on, but this one is significantly worse. And I would just like to draw your attention to the magazine at this thing. You notice how the textures look a little bit off? That is because the stick or box magazine here, I'm not sure on the correct terminology, not really relevant right now, but yeah, it's got the texture of the drum mag on it, which makes it look really wonky and janky, and the speculars don't line up properly, or neither do the normal maps, so it kind of looks weird. I mean, come on, Bethesda, I killed people in Nuclear Winter over this camo. Gotta make it worth it somehow. I mean, killing people is fun in and of itself, but at least make my reward look somewhat enticing. Anyways, so the assault rifle in Fallout 76 is one of the more forgotten weapons, because basically as soon as you get a decent handmade, you scrap a few, get the good parts together, you can basically kiss this thing goodbye. But one of the things that this does offer earlier during your gameplay when you're in the levels 30 to 40s is accessibility. You can pick this up from any goddamn super mutant, so you can, quickly scrap 5, 6 of them, maybe even more, depending on how many super mutants spawn with these things, and then you've got yourself a decent chance of getting the better parts on this: powerful automatic receiver, aligned barrels, true barrels, perforating magazines, reflex sight suppressors, the work. So you can actually level up your assault rifles pretty easily. The main thing at that level is just the ammo, but you can craft that if you're diligent with maybe mining if you're using the excavator power arm, or just pulling tin cans off the thing. Tin cans are the easiest way to go. Use tin cans to get ammo. But yeah, if you've got enough ammo to run this thing actually isn't too bad. I think it is slightly outpaced by the combat rifle, but there's no reason not to be picking up as many 45s and 5.56s at the same time anyway, because you remember the fixer exists. There's your end goal for that. Anyways, doing 37 damage, which the base damage for my handmaids when I'm unspec'd is 50, so we're already 13 behind the pace already. It'll get worse when we spec it out and get into Nerd Rage, but it'll still do a decent enough job by itself. So we'll chuck on all of the commando perks, got tank killer, and also concentrated fire as well. I'm also going to chuck on critical savvy. No, just kidding, bloody mess. Serendipity is there because I'm going to be running this blade, nerd rage and everything. Laugh giver is probably going to be replacing rejuvenated because I've got 5 AP regen unyielding bits. That's only 68 damage. Now I'm thinking my handmade hits for 90 when fully spec'd 100% health, so yeah, we're getting even further behind the pace, but 68 isn't too bad when you factor in all the sneak multipliers, but we can still bump up that damage ever so slightly more. Okay, Nerd Rage has been achieved, there it is, and now we're doing 211, which I'm pretty sure my handmade at this rate, Bloodied Firerate, hits for 285, so yeah, we're dropping a little bit behind here, aren't we? Welcome to the Mountain Dew taste testing facility, and judging by the patrons of this place, I don't think the experiment went too well. Anyway, so that's what the salty looks like in third person. We've seen it before, but I've got some nuclear winter clothing on. I also killed people for this, and look at this shoddy craftsmanship. There's rips all over it, there's patched there. It's like, Zax, you're not even trying. At least, try to become a sewing machine instead of a murderous robot monster thing. Anyways, we've got our sneak criticals going for about where they should be, and the kills are going to be as easily done as, well, I'm going to be one-shotting everything. So let's make this more interesting and go for headshots only. We're going to play this like a COD MLG. Do you remember when MLG, being called an MLG, was like the highest honor? What a cringy time for the internet. I'm glad we've moved past that. Now everyone just calls each other nerds and other toxicity stuff. And I use inverted commas with that. I know you can't see the inverted commas, but generally the people who are concerned about toxicity are the people that are in way too deep. You just gotta go outside and then they're not really around. Just kill that doggo, back into hidden. And like I said before, some of these super mutants will be carrying assault rifles. Not that I actually need to unlock more attachments for it, but accessibility, also the reload speed, lightning quick, very advantageous. And here's something to really annoy people who are, like in the know about how reflex sights and shit work. You'll notice that the front, I'm not even sure what to call it, the front reticle, I'll just go with that, it's actually obscuring the reflex sight dot. And I've bugged the reflex sight. This happens from time to time, but my aim is so good that I can counter this. Just gotta pretend that I'm playing CSGO and controlling recoil. See, I'm nailing the headshots. Eyeing off the middle of the screen is easy. Now the real question is, if I ditch the whole stealth out of the stealth commando thing, how well will I go? So far, so good. I'm thinking this lightning fast reload speed would be helpful. We don't have the best hipfire possible, but the aligned stuff does increase our hipfire accuracy somewhat. If I wanted to go full hipfire accuracy, obviously I'd chuck on the true barrels and everything. The recoil control is not really an issue at all. No. I gotta untrain myself to sneak here. I think I procced escape artists there and they forgot about me. That's okay. They sometimes just forget about you for no reason. And that one's legendary. Let's make sure he doesn't shoot me. He shot me. No, that doesn't taste very nice at all. No wonder these people all went into green mad super mutants. Yeah, normally I'd crouch and shoot him here because I'd get a much better aim at him, but okay, apparently he ran out of missile launch ammo, which is helpful. And we're no longer in Nerd Rage, so we're going to be hitting for a lot less. And I tried to, you know, drink the Mountain Dew just to, you know, boost my rads a little bit, but apparently that's not going to fly. We've been shot a little bit, though. That was with an automatic assault rifle, so it's salty on salty action. And you might be wondering why I'm calling it salty. There's two different meanings. Obviously, salty, assault rifle, you can make that connection, but I also think this thing is one of the more ugly weapons in the... You see, this weapon is big, fat, and ugly, like a saltwater crocodile, you see? Game. A lot of people have a real problem with the appearance of this weapon. I don't think it looks too bad. You see, with the water-cooled barrel, this thing is made to shoot 7 days a week from Monday to Sunday, just like how I drink my Bundies. Oh wait, I already made that joke. But yeah, obviously it's made for a prolonged war where you're going to be firing at stuff. So obviously the US Army had in mind, well, we're going to be at war for a long time with these Chinese commie bastards. So let's make a weapon that'll just fire all the time, and if you don't have any water, just like piss on it like the World War I soldiers did. They actually did that. I thought that was pretty cool when I heard that. Oh, I'm hitting for the stoner number in the head. That's hilarious. Not against that one, though. He must have had slightly higher defense stats. And the old two-shot gives the super mutant warlords or overlords something to think about. Or rather, nothing to think about, because their, you know, consciousness is expunged. But yeah, I think you get the idea of this thing. Let's continue to unstealth Commando, and we'll shoot some ghouls. Okay, our job should be simple enough against the tools. Just gotta make sure I don't press the sneak button. Where's that little radroach bastard that spawns here? Hasn't rocked up today. And there you go, there's some ghouls here. And we can one-shot him in the face, but, you know, despite having a lightning fast reload, the ghouls kind of jump on top of you quickly. So I'll employ ye old guerrilla tactics and, you know, just retreat when I get too overwhelmed. But I'm thinking that if I... maybe I didn't aggro everyone in here. Although that one seems to be like, there's someone at the door, mates. But that person at the door was the deer, because the baby deer decided to run in here. And time to train my aim a little bit. Can you tell that I've been working in a 40-degree day? Is my aim that bad? Hopefully it isn't. I think I would have recovered somewhat now, but takes the wind from your sails, I'll tell you that much. Yes, it takes more than that to stop my motivation, though. And I've glitched the sights again. That's okay, we can just hit fire spray everything down. And we've got the damage to do that. Except for when we get punched in the face. Unlucky Serendipity didn't pick us then. I could show you what this thing is like while stealth commandoing, but we've seen me do this possibly hundreds of times against the ghouls in this game. So what I'll do, you know, just for once, is do the unstealth commando. Try to be like the run-and-gun guerrilla-style fighter, and it's a lot more risky to do it. That's true, and I get a lot less damage, but when you're hitting for 304 with full adrenaline, you don't notice it as much, and I must be at 10% health because I'm hitting for a lot harder than I was before. Not a lot, maybe somewhat would be a better word. Hello, Swan. I'm gonna shoot you until you die. Probably could have gotten better if I had controlled the recoil there. Wow, really? Who was that to? Reload again. You done here? He's stolen like Barbara. Weird. You'd think he'd throw another rock at me. Okay, back to stealth commandoing. Ooh, nice. I love seeing that that segueing Mirelurk King every day. That always brightens my day. There we go. You're dead. There's another one. Take him out before he gives me flap limb, the bastard. No, don't stand too close to me. Don't give me coronavirus. There's another Miloc crab dude. Take him out. We'll hit him on the shell there. It's okay. 2099 damage on the head. That's pretty good. And we'll get the queen happening. Little baby queen. She ain't the real queen. She's just a poser. Now she's dead. Alright, looks like we've got some doggos out there, so, well, we might as well just get this over and done with as quickly as possible. Not the hardest spawns to counter, definitely one of the more easier ones. Not easy enough that I would have just abandoned it if I ever see it, like if I saw something like mole rats. Alright, no stealth commandoing anymore, it seems. There's usually a legendary or two here as well. The doggos are pretty lucky on the legendary spawns, actually, but luckily most of them, the level 50 ones, they're glowing. The glowing ones are level 50, so if they're legendary, they can drop you top level gear, which is helpful. A lot of the enemies that are top level, or some of them are, you know, the top level ones don't actually give you all that much. Say the glowing Myrmidudes, yeah, they're only level 40, and they're annoying to fight because they've got missile launchers too. There's not a lot of reward to fighting them either because you don't get a whole lot of XP. If you're looking for Mole Miner Gauntlet, Murmur Gauntlet, plans, I guess plans, but you know, if you want the extra claws modification, they're easy to farm. But I think we're done here. Let's move on. So here's the good news when it comes to me guessing how good how much of a queen killer a weapon is. I've figured out exactly how much damage I'll get on a Scorched Beast Queen, but the bad news is I can only do that using a prime receiver. So typically you hit for about 1/3 of what you would with a prime receiver on a Scorched Beast if you got a prime receiver. But we don't have a prime receiver, we just got a basic powerful auto, which, mind you, is doing the job pretty well, so you can't really knock it for that. Extra perception, making our VAT's life a little bit easier, so that's pretty good. The extra 25% less VAT's cost usage thing would be pretty scary good with this thing, but, you know, we can't get God roll drops all the time. But as far as the salty goes, you can't do much better than this. 500 against a little baby Scorched Beast from severely out of range, 846. Don't think he was quite in range there, so, you know, could possibly be doing better. And if we can pull this one out of here, yes we can. Open wide, motherfucker. 1692 damage, very, very nice indeed. If I times that by 1.35, I'll get exactly how much damage I would get with a prime receiver, and then, you know, divide that by 3.3, and I think that's how much damage I get. I'm not gonna do the maths. I don't really care, to be honest. But there you have it. The Bloodied Firerate +1 perception salty. It's actually a really good weapon, but underrated and obviously outperformed by the handmade. But it's still a very decent weapon. Depending how far or if Bloodied gets nerfed, this might be less effective by comparison. But hopefully they don't. A lot of people have been threatening to quit, so hopefully Bethesda will cave to public pressure rather than caving to Reddit whiners, right? Thank you for watching, guys.